Hi guys, welcome back to Crazy Brave Homeschool. If you're new here, I'm Ashley and I'm a homeschool mom to a third grader and a kindergartner, and this is our fourth year homeschooling. In today's video, I want to talk about all of the things that have surprised me the most about our school year so far. We are ending our 18th week, and in like a traditional school schedule or timeline, we would be exactly halfway, I believe, halfway done with our school year. But this year we're going for 39 weeks, so we haven't quite hit the halfway mark. We are, I forget, I think we might be like 5 weeks into our second term. And being that this is our fourth year homeschooling, I thought it would be fun to make a video like this. I've never made one like this before where, yes, I've done updates and mid-year updates, but I think as we grow as homeschoolers, it is really fun to document what new things are coming up in our kids' development, in their interests. So it's like, I think that we, especially as we get deeper into homeschooling, we think that we know what curriculum is going to work best for them, or we think we have an idea of what's not going to work. And they just keep us on our toes, right? They keep surprising us. And I think that that is important for educators, for homeschool parents to, remain kind of humbled by our kids and their individuality, because it is always evolving. And so in this video, I want to talk about what has surprised me most about the curriculum choices that I made for us and what has been really working. And then maybe there might be some things that have surprised me that haven't worked, but I'll be honest, most of these, if not all of these surprises, are curriculum that has worked exceedingly better than I expected it to. So I actually have it in a list in my homeschool notebook. This might actually be a shorter video because I'm so prepared. So let's see if I can give you guys a shorty today. Okay, so the first thing I have here is I am very surprised by Poppy's love for Shakespeare stories, Greek mythology, and classic tales. This year, I didn't know how Shakespeare stories were going to go. We are a very Charlotte Mason homeschool, and so bringing in the Shakespeare stories before studying the plays is something I knew that I wanted to do. Poppy loves being read to, but last year we really struggled to find some good read-alouds for her, and so I just had no idea how Shakespeare would go. I'm going to bet that it's one of her favorite, maybe top 3 things that we do with our homeschool are the Shakespeare stories. She has a fantastic retention for them and a great understanding of them, and that has really surprised me. Greek mythology. So we are currently reading part 2 of Tales from the Odyssey by Mary Pope Osborne. We flew through the first one. We're halfway through the second one. We are also reading a wonder book for girls and boys, which is Greek mythology, as recommended per the Alviary, and she loves all 3. So Greek mythology, I didn't even start studying that till high school, and this is definitely age appropriate, but it's going over so well, and I didn't realize either, well, I guess I didn't have the realization yet of why mythology is taught before really getting into history, ancient history, world history, history in general. So I'm understanding it now because these tales from the Odyssey are fairly violent, but also in this kind of ridiculous sense where like the children know that it's not real, obviously, and it's the good guys battling the bad and the good guys coming out on top, not always, but it's just a wonderful, cushy foundation before jumping into truth, right? Before jumping into truthful history. Well, you hope it's true, right? Okay, Greek mythology going great. On that note, I will say I am so surprised at how much she has loved all of the chapter book read-alouds this year. Some of them have been with Blossom and Root level 3. A couple of them were from the recommendation from Build Your Library level 1. And then we have pulled in, are continuing to pull in a couple of our own. last year we did not hit a good read aloud until December when we did Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. This has been the first year where she has loved all of them except Alice in Wonderland, which was the first one. Another big surprise has been cursive. So this is the first year that I have brought in cursive for the kids. I was only planning on doing it with my third grader, my daughter. But then I read some research on how, it can be really beneficial for kindergarteners too, especially if they have a really good grasp on their pencil, if their print work looks nice, or if they're learning alongside print work. So I figured that I would try it out for my kindergartner as well. We chose Logic of English. I never remember the name of the handwriting program whenever I bring this up, but it's Logic of English Handwriting. And I just can't believe how well cursive has gone. It hasn't been a hit every week with my son, he's still so young, he's like just turned 6. So handwriting isn't his favorite thing to do. But his cursive looks so nice, and he's really trying. My daughter has been even the bigger surprise on that because she has hated handwriting instruction. But she is really taking her time with this, and it's been a huge surprise to see how well it's going and how excited she is about it. So I have some surprises for my son too, but one last thing I wanted to mention about my third grader is, and this is really early, so it's probably too early to even add to this list. My daughter's spelling with Land of Kakiak. So we were using the file or the pages from Land of Kakiak, who has a shop on Etsy, and we're doing her spelling. I think we're using spelling level 2, but we are on our second week with using these pages, and I am surprised at how much my daughter, I guess, isn't pushing back on it. We've just, we haven't done a ton of handwriting, and we definitely are not like a worksheet kind of family. We were doing a lot of spelling through word building, which is funny. She actually really doesn't love working with the letter manipulatives. But these pages from Land of Kakiak are just going over pretty great with her, and I'm really seeing the value in them. Since we are such a Charlotte Mason style homeschool, spelling is something that I didn't know if we would ever do formally. And we have waited, she's in the 3rd grade now. But honestly, I'm only seeing positive things from doing a focused spelling program. And so we'll see, but so far so good. Okay, for Woody, I have been very surprised at his interest and his ability in needle felting. I have some projects right here. Let me grab one. So needle felting is where you work with wool and a very sharp needle, and then you wear these little leather gloves on your fingers to protect yourself. You can also do wet felting, which is with soapy water. We haven't tried that yet. It's definitely a safer way to go if you don't want to get poked. My kids have been poked a couple times now, so now they are even more careful. But he is just, and it's so cute. It's so perfectly imperfect. And I helped him with this a little bit, but he did mostly all of this, and he loved it so much. And we've done other felting projects before. This is just the most recent one, but he has been felting for days now. This was one he did a while ago. It's a basketball. He's made an alien. He made a little beach palm tree scene. He is just so cute with this. So this has been a really fun surprise for someone his age. To see that interest and that ability flourish with felting is really cool. My daughter also loves felting too. Let's see. Another big surprise with Woody. This is probably one of the biggest surprises of the year. And this is because this is a curriculum that I really couldn't stand with Poppy. I never got rid of it, and I never assumed I would use it again, but I kept it just in case. It is working so well with Woody. So this is just a testament to that truth, that just because one curriculum doesn't work with one kid doesn't mean it won't work with the other. Okay, so I'm talking about Delightful Reading Level 2. This was a program I tried to bring in for Poppy in the 1st grade. It is a very play-based phonics, word building, Charlotte Mason style program. that is definitely geared for younger ages because it's very active, very playful. I am understanding more about the program and its methodology now than I did then. I didn't know enough about Charlotte Mason's philosophies to appreciate the program for what it was when I was trying to use it with my daughter. But I'm glad I held on to it because Woody was definitely, when we started it, was in this place of being able to start blending, but not so much in a place where like sit down for formal reading lessons. It just wasn't quite there yet either. So it's like this tender spot of like, yes, we can start building words, but you're still just a little too young for reading lessons. And that's why this program has been so perfect for him. And he loves the activities. I think it's a great program for a boy. I mean, my daughter's also like very bouncy too. But yeah, I don't know. It's for whatever reason, it's working really well for him. Didn't work for her. I'm glad I didn't get rid of it, but Delightful Reading Level 2 is now, it's funny, I should make another review on it because it will now get a positive review from me the second time around. Okay, and then the other thing I have for Woody is I'm surprised at how much he loved the Little School of Smith's Ancient Egypt unit that we did several weeks ago. We did a 6-week unit with them. This is a brand new curriculum that Little School of Smith's released this year. And I knew that he enjoyed the unit, but lately he has said a couple of times, I really miss doing Ancient Egypt. And I'm just surprised that he enjoyed it so much. It's almost challenging for me to hear that because I am aware that she's going to be releasing other units. And we have a fairly solid plan to stick with Alvieri for history. And so, I just feel aware that those units are coming out and that he loved it so much and they're very age appropriate. But anyway, that aside, he loved Ancient Egypt and that was a surprise for me for sure. And then I think just like one surprise, like personally speaking, is I have been surprised with how diligent I've been with the creative projects that I laid out for the school year. I have met all or almost all of our creative goals for the year. If you're curious about what some of the creative plans were for our homeschool, I have a video, several videos back, actually I'll link it, about how I'm planning to stay creative in our homeschool. And this is like, it's not so much projects coming from the curriculum we're using, but it's basically like term projects that I have come up with that, relate to all fields of study that we're doing this year. And I'm really impressed with how much of it I've actually done. And it just makes me feel motivated and inspired to continue on with my plans for the rest of the year. I feel really good about where we're going to end this year in terms of the creative work that we have produced. Okay, so I think that is pretty much all I came up with. Again, we're only 18 weeks into our homeschool year. We have another, I think, like 21 weeks to go. So there will be more surprises, I'm sure. Plus, we are starting, our history with Alvieri is still new. It's a little too new to talk about. We have just started a new science unit with The Good and the Beautiful, so I'm curious if there will be some surprises out of that. We are starting, new chapter books and have, lots of different plans for the rest of the year. So maybe I'll make an end of the year video as a continuation of this. But thanks for sticking around, guys. Any questions or comments, I will find you down there. All right, happy holidays. Bye.